And we have some more breaking news coming in. After more than 3 decades, the long-pending 1990 Indian Air Force massacre case in Jammu and Kashmir has taken a decisive turn. A key eyewitness has appeared before the TADA court and identified separatist JKLF chief Yasin Malik and other accused involved in the attack on 25 January 1990. Remember, armed terrorists had opened fire on Indian Air Force personnel waiting for transport, killing 4 airmen and injuring many others, and investigators have charged that the group belonged to the JKLF faction led by Yasin Malik and that Malik himself was the main shooter. With the witness now confirming his presence and role, the news now tightens in a case frozen for 35 years. For the families of the victims, this marks a powerful step towards long-awaited accountability. So that's the big breaking news that's coming in. After more than 3 decades, the long-pending 1990 Indian Air Force massacre case in Jammu and Kashmir has now taken a decisive turn. A key eyewitness has now appeared before the TADA court and has identified separatist JKLF chief Yasin Malik and other accused who were involved in this attack. Now, it is important to note and remember, on 25 January 1990, armed terrorists had opened fire on Indian Air Force personnel waiting for transport, killing 4 airmen and injuring many others. So 4 airmen were killed, but many others were injured as well. And investigators have now charged that the group belonged to the JKLF faction led by Yasin Malik himself and that Yasin Malik himself was the main shooter in this attack. With the witness now confirming his presence and his role, the news now tightens in a case that was frozen for 35 years. Remember, this happened in 1990, we're in 2025, and now the witness has identified Yasin Malik. The case was frozen for 35 years, and for the families of the victims, now this marks a powerful step towards long-awaited accountability. The witness who identified Yasin Malik was an Indian Air Force personnel himself and colleague of the air personnel who were killed in 1990. So this is also very important to note. It is pertinent to note that the witness who has identified Yasin Malik was an Indian Air Force personnel himself and was also the colleague of the air personnel who were killed in 1990. Remember, 4 airmen were killed in this attack. Many others were injured, and one of the colleagues of the airmen who were killed and in fact an IAF personnel himself has now identified Yasin Malik. My colleague Sunil G. Bhatt is now joining us with more details on this. Sunil G, a big breakthrough in the 1990 IAF massacre. The witness has now identified that Yasin Malik was in fact the main shooter in that attack. Give us more details.
Absolutely. One more witness has identified Yasin Malik in this particular case. He was an IAS staffer. He worked with the Indian Air Force at that time. Remember, in 1990, Indian Air Force personnel who were waiting for their bus at Rawalpura bus stop near Srinagar, they were attacked by the terrorists belonging to Jammu and Kashmir Liberation Front, and these terrorists were led by none other than the dreaded JKLF terror commander Yasin Malik. And this case, the hearing of this case, the trial is going on at a TADA court in Jammu. And in the latest hearing that has taken place yesterday evening, one of the key witnesses appeared in the court, and he identified Yasin Malik and other accused in this particular case. And now trouble is mounting for the former dreaded terror commander and JKLF chief Yasin Malik because he was the one who was leading the group of terrorists at that time, and he attacked the unarmed Indian Air Force personnel who were waiting for their bus near Rawalpura in Srinagar. And this incident had sent shockwaves across the country at that time. But unfortunately, due to lack of political will, no trial could take place, no proper trial could take place, and this case kept hanging for so many years. It was only after the abrogation of Article 370 and 35A that the prosecution decided to expedite the case, and the trial resumed at the TADA court in Jammu. And now trouble is mounting for the dreaded terror commander Yasin Malik, who already, is behind the bars in Tihar jail in another case, in terror funding case. So this is a separate trial that is taking place in 1990 Air Force personnel killing case. There is another case that is pending against Yasin Malik, that is the Rubaiya Sayeed's kidnapping case, daughter of the then Home Minister Mufti Mohammad Sayeed. And that case is also being heard by this same TADA court in Jammu. So trial in both these cases is taking place at TADA court Jammu, and the prosecution is trying to build a watertight case so that maximum punishment is given to Yasin Malik.
After the key eyewitness testimony, what lies next? What can we expect in the proceedings next in the TADA court?
Well, more proceedings have to take place. There are more formalities, and it's going to take time before Yasin Malik is convicted. That's what the prosecution is saying. More witnesses need to be examined, and the prosecution is trying its level best to build up a watertight case, and more evidence is being produced before the court in Jammu. It's a TADA court because this case pertains to 1990. At that time, there was anti-terror law in the country, the TADA law, and this trial is taking place as per the TADA law. And there is a separate special TADA court that was formed in Jammu, and this court is hearing this case. And the prosecution says that they are trying to present maximum evidence before the court, and they will try to seek maximum punishment, death penalty for Yasin Malik.
All right, Sunilji, thank you for getting us all those details. So, big breakthrough in the 1990 IAF personnel massacre. A key eyewitness has identified Yasin Malik, and this eyewitness was an IAF personnel himself and was also the colleague of the air personnel who were killed in 1990. And after more than 3 decades, this breakthrough is being reported. The case is in the TADA court. It remains to be seen what happens next in this case.